Today we're going to speak about things that cause forgetfulness. Now, it's not hocus pocus. These are true things that we have in our tradition, and there are many more that we're not going to bring all of them today. And these things can cause forgetfulness to a person. When dressing, one should be careful not to wear two garments at the same time, because it will be harmful to one's memory. Also, when you remove your garments, let's say you have a sweater and a t-shirt, and you take them both off at the same time, this can also cause forgetfulness. If you were to choose between the two and you wanted to be lenient, some opinions say you could taking off is worse than putting on. But you still should try your best to not do either of them, because usually when you take two off at the same time, later when you want to put that back on, you're going to put the two on at the same time also, because they're already together. Now, the Shara Kavanot explains how this works. Every time a person wears a garment, there is an element of supernatural protective light that is on the garment. So if you wear two of them at the same time, one of them is being blocked. So the inner garment's being blocked and doesn't have a chance to come, leaving the person exposed to the klipa, which are forces of evil. And this klipa, this spiritual shell, causes a person to forget his Torah knowledge. This also applies to wearing two hats at the same time. And also, another halacha, if you wear two shoes at the same time, what do I mean? You have something called overshoes or galoshes. There's something that you put over your shoe in the winter time to help you walk in the snow and in the rain. That's not considered two shoes, really. It's just a protective covering, and therefore you're allowed to, when you want to put on your shoes and you have it on it already, you could just put them on. You don't need to put them on one at a time. Harav Ovadia says the reason is because shoes, which are where your feet are, it's not something that has supernal light, because your feet have an impurity, and therefore it doesn't have the same issue as it does with a garment. But with socks, it is a garment, so you cannot put on two socks on at the same time. We also see that in Masechet Kiddushin, Daf Lamed Aleph Amud Aleph, regarding Kibud Avayim, honoring your parents, it says that you should bring clothing for your parents to honor them. If they need clothing, you should bring clothing for them. And we know there that clothing is not referring to shoes. So shoes are not considered a garment, and all that we're talking about right now is wearing two garments at the same time. So shoes don't apply. The next halacha says that one shouldn't place clothing under his head when he's sleeping. Let's say you want to use your t-shirt as a pillow to sleep on it, or you want to have extra support. You can't do that, because it can cause forgetfulness also. There's an opinion that says if it's somebody else's clothes, then you can do it. Regardless, better not to do that either. However, if you have a pillow in between the clothes, the pillow's on top of the clothes, and then you put your head on the pillow, that doesn't cause forgetfulness. Also, one should be careful not to place his shoes on the area where his head is. If you put your shoes under the bed, don't put it next to the area where your head is, because that could cause forgetfulness. And Yalkut Yosef says there that in general you should never put shoes under your bed. It has a lot of spiritual damage to the person who does that. Thank you.